Big tech companies are reporting the largest profits in their history. AI is making them faster, leaner, more productive than they've ever been. Revenue is up, costs are down, shareholders are celebrating. But something doesn't add up. Roads aren't getting fixed, school budgets are being slashed by billions, Medicaid is facing nearly $1 trillion in cuts over the next decade, unemployment offices are overwhelmed and understaffed. The economy is growing, companies are richer than ever, so why is the government running out of money? You feel it before you see the numbers. The pothole on your street has been there for 4 months, you reported it twice, nothing happened, the city says they don't have the crew to get to it. Your kid's school lost 2 teachers this year, not because they quit, because the district cut the positions, class sizes went from 22 to 31, the principal sent a letter home explaining budget adjustments. You called the unemployment office after your company did a round of layoffs. You were on hold for 3 hours. When you finally got through, they told you processing times have doubled because the office lost staff too. The library near your house used to be open 6 days a week. Now it's 3. The local clinic that handled walk-ins closed permanently last month. The fire station 2 blocks over is running with fewer people than it needs. The federal government is proposing to slash over $8 billion from K-12 education. State Medicaid budgets are set to lose $665 billion over the next decade. Hospitals that serve the poorest communities are warning they may have to shut down. This is happening at the same time that 4 tech companies alone reported $315 billion in U.S. profits last year, more than a third higher than the year before. The economy is supposedly booming, but your street, your school, your hospital, your library, none of them got the memo. Every month, roughly 16,000 jobs are disappearing because of AI. Each one of those people was paying into the system. They earned a salary and a piece of that salary went to the government. They spent money at stores and a piece of that spending went to the government. Some of them owned homes and a piece of that value went to the government every year. When AI replaces that person, all of that stops. The salary is gone, so the income going to the government from that salary is gone. The person spends less because they're out of work, so the revenue from their spending drops. If they can't keep their home, that stream dries up too. But here's the thing. The AI that took their job is still producing. It's still generating output, still making the company money. In some cases, more money than the person ever did, but AI doesn't earn a salary, it doesn't buy groceries. It doesn't own a house, there is no mechanism to collect from AI what used to be collected from the person it replaced. The work kept going, the money kept flowing, but the part that used to reach the government vanished. Goldman Sachs estimates that 11 million American workers could be displaced by AI. That's not 11 million sad stories, that's 11 million streams of revenue that the government was counting on going dry at the same time. Think of it this way, an apartment building has 10 units. All 10 families pay into a shared maintenance fund. That fund keeps the hallways lit, the elevator running, the roof patched. One by one, 5 families move out. In their place, the landlord installs automated systems, self-cleaning floors, sensor-controlled lights, smart locks. The systems do the work, but they don't pay into the fund. Now 5 families are covering what 10 used to cover. The building is the same size, the bills are the same size, but the fund is half of what it was. The people left, the cost of running the building didn't. It would be bad enough if the government was just losing revenue, but that's only half of what's happening. At the same time money is drying up on one side, it's pouring out faster on the other. When someone loses their job to AI, they don't just stop paying into the system, they start drawing from it. Unemployment benefits, healthcare subsidies, because when you lose your job you lose your insurance and the government picks up the gap, retraining programs that someone has to fund, food assistance, housing support. And the people who lose jobs to AI don't bounce back the way other laid-off workers do. Goldman Sachs found that workers displaced by technology take a full month longer to find new work than other workers who lost their jobs. their income takes a bigger hit, more than 3% in real earnings. And 10 years later, they're still earning 10 percentage points less than people who were never displaced. They accumulate less savings, they delay buying homes, they delay starting families. This isn't a temporary dip, it's a long, slow drain on the system. The longer someone is out of work, the longer the government is paying out. And the less they earn when they do come back, the less flows back in. The estimates put the combined pressure from this, the lost revenue on one side, the increased spending on the other, at $95 billion for this year alone. The money coming in is shrinking. The money going out is growing, both at the same time. Think of it this way. You run a small shop, half your regular customers stop coming in, your revenue drops to half of what it was. That same month, your rent goes up and the refrigerator breaks down and needs replacing. You're making less and spending more at the exact same time. There's no single disaster. It's two pressures squeezing from opposite directions. That's what's happening to government budgets right now. The income side is thinning out and the expense side is swelling up, and both are being driven by the same thing. Here's where it gets structural. The companies benefiting most from AI are not small. They are the largest, most profitable companies in history. 4 of them, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, and Tesla, reported $315 billion in U.S. profits last year. That's a third more than the year before. The money is being made, more of it than ever. So if the money exists, why isn't it reaching the government? Because of where it goes after it's made. When a factory employed 1,000 people in a town, the connection was physical. The people lived there, worked there, spent there, and paid into the system there. The money circled through the community and part of it landed in the government's hands along the way. AI doesn't work like that. AI doesn't live anywhere. A company can run its AI systems on servers in one country, route the revenue through a second country, and register the profits in a third. The work happens here, the money lands somewhere else. Those same 4 tech companies that made $315 billion in U.S. profits. They paid a combined rate of 4.9% on that income. Tesla paid 0, not because they broke any rules, because the system lets the money move to wherever the bill is lowest. And AI made that easier than ever because AI doesn't need a building, doesn't need a workforce in a fixed location, doesn't need anything physical that ties profit to a specific place. When people did the work, the profit had an address. AI gave the profit a passport. The result, $51 billion in tax that those 4 companies alone didn't pay last year. That's not a hole in the law, that's the law working exactly as it was written for a world where work happened in one place and stayed there. AI broke that assumption and no one updated the system. Think of it this way. A massive new store opens in your neighborhood. The parking lot is full every day. Business is booming. Everyone in the neighborhood assumes that the taxes from that store will finally fix the roads and fund the schools, but when the city checks, nothing arrived. The store's official address is registered in another town 3 states away. All the revenue was generated here. All the taxes went there. Your neighborhood got the traffic, the wear on the roads, the noise. It got none of the money. What AI companies are doing is the same thing, just across borders instead of state lines. These aren't 3 separate problems, they're one pipeline. It starts with the people. Workers who used to pay into the system get replaced by AI. Their income disappears, their spending slows down, and the revenue that used to flow from them to the government stops. AI fills their seat but not their contribution. The stream goes dry. Then the pressure flips. Those same displaced workers start pulling from the system instead of paying into it. Unemployment benefits, healthcare, retraining, housing support. The government is now spending more at the exact moment it's collecting less. Both sides of the ledger moving in the wrong direction at the same time. And the companies making record profits from all of this? That money doesn't stay where the work happened. It moves across borders, lands in whichever jurisdiction charges the least, and never passes through the government that lost the workers in the first place. People leave the system, costs enter the system, profits skip the system entirely. That's why companies are getting bigger and governments are getting smaller. It's not a coincidence. It's not mismanagement, it's a structure. AI made the economy grow, but the growth travels on a road that doesn't pass through the public budget. The money goes up, it just never comes back down. AI grew the economy, that part is real. The profits are real, the productivity gains are real, the numbers on the earnings reports are bigger than they've ever been. But that growth never reached your road, it never reached your kid's classroom, it never reached the clinic that just closed down the street. The money exists, more of it than ever, it's just not stopping where it used to. So is the government running out of money, or is the money running a route that doesn't pass through the government anymore?